Safe to say that was one of the best World Series games we've ever watched. 18
Yeah.
innings, 6 hours. Weirdly, game 3 again in Los Angeles. The last time that there was an 18-inning game in the World Series was that in 2018 against the Red Sox. And then weirdly, I think Brad Paisley sang the national anthem at both
He
of
did.
those games. I don't even know how that's a possibility, but truthfully, one of the great games. Shout out to Blue Jays, shout out to Dodgers. Sucks for the Blue Jays that they didn't get to win this one. But as an outsider who has no dog in the race besides, again, our plus 5,000 future bet on the Blue Jays to win the World Series, what an enjoyable, exciting, fantastically played game.
I mean, yeah, also just so many bizarre moments that you even forget what happened early in the game, like the Tommy Edman and Vlad Guerrero Jr. throws across the diamond to third base. The fact that Tyler Glass now pitched horribly. The fact that Max Scherzer got out of some big jams early. They couldn't get out of some jams late. The fact that Shohei Ohtani had one of the greatest World Series games ever and then was intentionally walked 4 times in the second game of this individual World Series game. Like Clayton Kershaw possibly getting on the mound for the last time as a major leaguer and getting a huge out. Like it was top to bottom. It was magical the whole way through.
Also, real quick, subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Windup. You don't want to miss the content we're uploading so much. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Yeah, I did not expect Scherzer to keep the game as close as it was. I did not expect Tyler Glasnow to look as ineffective as he was in this game. I mean, it's crazy to think about the first 9 innings of this game, even just how good they were. Because the final 9 innings, while again there was only the run scored in the bottom of the 18th on the home run by Freddie Freeman, which again is an insane sentence to say. Unbelievable baseball, play after play after play, good defense, good throws. Shout out me with that Vlad Guerrero Jr. throw. Everybody's like to pretend like third basemen all have cannons of an arm. Anybody who's not a Blue Jays fan is a fucking liar. Nolan Arenado, Key Brian Hayes, all these guys, their arms ranked worse than people at third base would expect this year on Baseball Savant. Everyone's like, oh, Vlad Jr. played third base. How did you not know he had a cannon of an arm? I don't know, because when he played there, he didn't have a cannon. So I'm just letting that be known. But also incredible play.
It's okay to it's okay for you to have bad take once in a while. Vladimir
It's
Guerrero
not.
always had a well-rated
You're
arm
a
at third
fucking
base.
liar. You didn't know he had a fucking good arm.
100%. Vladimir Guerrero, when he was a prospect, had great arm ratings.
Yeah,
Always.
you remember his you remember his arm rating from 2017 when they were writing up the prospect things.
I remember the only reason he could play third base because he couldn't move was because he had a cannon. That was the whole thing. I can't believe he has a cannon. All right, dude.
His arm is graded horribly on Baseball Savant. God forbid I use stats ever again. This is what I get.
No. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you might have to actually watch the games, Mr. Baseball Savant, Mr. Advanced Data. Sometimes you have to understand that. But
yeah, Vlad Jr. has no
that
arm.
play was great. This is the World Series to make throws across the diamond.
I mean, that was an insane throw. Also, just in general, that was a fucking piece that he threw.
The Tommy Edman one, I think even better because the way he slid after that ball after it deflected off Freddie Freeman's glove. It was just also the relay throw to get. I know a lot of people were making fun of the Davis Schneider send. That was the 10th, the 11th. It's really hard to remember those extra innings because
they all kind of meshed together.
Trinian was still in, I think, or was that already Dryer? I don't even remember, but that was an amazing play, especially from a right fielder in Teoscar Hernandez, who's definitely not known for his defense in any way, shape, or form. And I thought that was a funny play too, because you saw the Blue Jays fans on Twitter being like, how can you send him? But at the same time, I think the Blue Jays, knowing the massive disadvantage they had in that moment with no good players left in their lineup. I do want to talk about some of the John Schneider decisions here in a second. Even with Vlad on deck, who would have been intentionally walked, I think people forgot that. If there's one bobble, if there's one misplay, if there's one bad throw, like you go ahead in the World Series now. Like I do think that was a funny discourse before we got to hours more of delirious discourse after that.
Yeah, Teoscar Hernandez too, cannon of an arm, 63rd percentile, where Vlad was 33rd this year too. So like running on him, crazy. Everybody's got to know he's got a good arm along with Tommy Edman.
I think 2 years ago, Vlad is 70th percentile arm. Just if you want to check that.
I will check it. But that's gonna be my hill I die on. Is that not nearly as many people knew that? Regardless, and still great plays. I still have to be a cranky old man about this.
Of course, then just the extra inning duel of Will Klein and Eric Lauer is something I think we'll remember forever because Eric Lauer, like, God bless Eric Lauer, because he went out there, dude, had nothing. Every single ball in play was a piss.
He's kind of never had anything.
No, Eric Lauer at least can mix it up a little bit. And we weirdly said in the preview that he'd be like an oddly important pitcher in the series because there might be a moment they'd have to use him. And you can see here the difference, and the baseball being ruined crowd is gonna jump on me for this one. But when the last guy in the Dodgers is Will Klein, who's like a 99th percentile stuff guy in the history of baseball, who I saw that tweet from one of the Driveline guys online. I think it was JJ Cooper, Baseball America. And then Eric Lauer's up here like, here's a fastball, give it a shot. Like, thank God it found the glove. And at the same time, then because again, I thought that John Schneider did some nervous over managing in the middle innings of this game, trying to get the bench a little involved. Like I know Springer got hurt. You can't do anything about that. I know Bobichet can't really run. And when he reached base before, that was the Tommy Edman play. No, that was the Vlad play when they took the lead. That was
Yes.
a big insurance run. So you want to get some more speed in the bases and you want to get defense when you take the lead in the seventh inning. I understand all that. But then you wind up in extra inning games. A 1-run game with 3 innings left against the Dodgers when you know what your bullpen is. I don't know. There probably is a real consideration there whether you want the glove or the bat to remain in the lineup. And then also pulling Barger for Straw. The joke going around was the Blue Jays literally had the power of friendship for 11 straight innings of this game, while the Dodgers had three Hall of Famers in their lineup and 7 All Stars. It's you really felt that in these extra innings with the quality of contact that was being made.
Yeah, to me, I think that Schneider did fine, genuinely,
Fine,
generally
totally.
overall. Like, I think a lot of people are overplaying the running for Alejandro Kirk thing because at that moment you needed that run. You needed to run super
Yes,
badly, and Heineman is so
I,
much
I didn't
faster.
I didn't reference that one for that reason,
I
but
know,
that
but
was
I
also the last straw of it.
sure. The egregious one to me was Miles Straw for Addison Barger, just because we know that there's just such a drop off in the quality of player that could be between Miles Straw and Barger. I get he is way faster and the better fielder, but at the moment where he came in, which was to run in the eighth, I, I guess I didn't really find anything wrong with what John Schneider did. I feel like people are being very nitpicky. Overall, I could see the process with everything that he did, and that's truthfully what I think I can get behind.
It was a little nervous, though, is what I'm saying. That it was a little bit of
Is
their
it
bench
though?
isn't
Is it?
kind of. I mean, especially in a tie game like that. I know you're playing for the 1 run.
You
Barger
got to get
isn't
that run.
slow, but the difference is Barger isn't slow. If it
Barger's
was
not very
if
fast. He's 56 percentile.
again, that's not slow. I know Miles Straw is one of the fastest players in baseball, but still,
That's
when you're
like
looking at the fact
almost
that
3 feet per second difference between those guys.
I get maybe I'm just nitpicking looking back because then when you especially you
This is
probably do
Starling
have to
Marte,
start
Tyrone
managing.
Taylor all over again.
But niche reference for all the Windup listeners out there. You have to think differently, maybe a tiny bit, when you already have lost Springer and you already took Bichette out of the game, right?
Fair.
Because now you're
Fair.
really knocking down hitters. Like there was no reason for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to get pitched to any point in this game after the 7th inning, and the Dodgers approached him in that way, and they allowed him to be approached in that way. And I
I do
thought
think
that
we
was something where
also
again,
the
yeah, no,
bigger thing to talk about here too is they can't be hitting Vlad Jr. third. You have to hit Vlad Jr. ahead of Nathan Lucas. You have to. The amount of times that Nathan Lucas came up in moments that were big moments where you had to pitch to
yeah.
Nathan Lucas. It's like, wow, imagine if this was the best hitter on your roster and not a guy who would be hitting eighth on most teams.
Yes, true. But also, yeah, some of it's like ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't want to do that this time of the
Sure.
year. But as you went through these extra innings, it was just so obvious how much more talented because of the changes this Dodgers lineup was. And it was a
Yes.
miracle this game got to 18 because Eric Lauer really got lit up. It was the absolute best worst. This was also classic Lauer outing from the season. I know Eric Lauer had a great season in terms of the numbers at times, but it was a lot of like 5 innings, 7 hard hit balls, like 3 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's funny to talk all about this. Like the Max Scherzer Tyler Glasnow thing, it felt like it happened a million years before this game ended.
So long.
Glasnow, he threw in this game, I think it was something like 40 or 35% sinkers, which was a higher rate of sinkers than he's ever thrown in a game in his career, which I
Why
think
did
is a
he do that?
fascinating thing. The Blue Jays are a very good 4-seam fastball team. He threw 41% sinkers in this game. On the season, his high was 41%. So, man, the sinker really started becoming a big thing for Glasnow this season. So he tied the career high there. And the Blue Jays are a big 4-seam fastball team, but it did seem like, in same ilk I'm saying with John Schneider, that was a little bit of overthinking for a guy like Glasnow, who should have stuff to trust in a situation like that.
Especially because it didn't work. They hit the sinker just fine. It's not like
Yeah,
they
totally
struggled
fine.
against the sinker. That was
Like,
definitely
oh,
a
nice.
little bit of
Worst
yeah. They're
pitch.
like, cool. Like we don't have to see your freak fastball that you throw 99. Amazing, incredible. Yeah, this game so long. What was the final runtime on this? 6.5 hours.
640, I believe, actually.
640, an all-time game from start to finish. Crazy to see Shohei Ohtani get on base 9 times. It doesn't even make sense.
Kind of also beautiful to be like, you know what? He killed us. Let's just walk him now. Let's just
Ooh.
not deal with this anymore.
I've got one for you because this is some more discourse I've been seeing on social media. People are pissed about intentional walks, that intentional walks are ruining baseball. I couldn't disagree more. I think it's part of the strategy. The intentional walks have been part of baseball forever, whatever. But that's part of the game. You can intentionally walk the other guys on the other team too. It's not like just because the Dodgers have Shohei Ohtani, that's the only person you could ever intentionally walk.
I think a lot of people, and I felt this way watching this game, I just wanted to see Ohtani get moments. Like when a game gets to extra innings like this and it's so grinded out and you know the one run's going to win it, you want to see the best players have the chance to do it. And again, the Dodgers weren't intentionally walking Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but he was getting nothing to hit late
Yeah,
as the late this game went.
no, they were completely pitching around him, being like, "You gonna chase? You gonna chase? Oh, you don't. Okay, you walk."
And again, this is baseball. We talked about in the building the best World Series lineup ever video last week. Barry Bonds potentially walked, I think, 7 times in that 2002 World Series, and he still hit 4 home runs, and he still has 700 on base percentage. Like that's just that you have the ability to do that. You can do that if you want. It's baseball. It's strategy. I think some people just want to see the stars get the moments, and that's totally fair
Sure.
too. Like no, not chastising the take, but you're not gonna. I'm not taking out intentional walks. That's delirious.
No, it's part of the game. It's been part of the game. Of course, you want Otani up, but also just another Otani play here. What a fucking throw and transfer and pop time by Alejandro Kirk to get Otani
Yeah,
on
that
that
was great.
stolen base. There's obviously some things that helped him a little bit, like Shohei Otani sliding foot first instead of head first. But that was an unbelievable pop to second base from Alejandro Kirk. Truly remarkable. I know he's good defensively, but to be able to
Great.
gun Otani down like that when he got a pretty good jump was shocking. And IKF did everything in his power to try and make sure Otani was safe.
One of the worst tags I've ever seen by IKF there. Yeah, talk about a bad game, IKF. That was really
Bad
tremendously
player.
bad watching him
Bad
do that.
player. I mean, like he's not good. We've known this.
It has been fun though watching like the legend of Alejandro Kirk build because I think that you and I have argued about Alejandro Kirk a lot off air behind the scenes for the last few years before this channel existed, just weirdly enough. And he has gone up and down a lot as a pro. And then we've even, I mean, I'll still stand on the fact I think Will Smith's a better baseball player
Oh,
than
Will
him.
Smith
I'm
is
fine
better
with
than
saying
him.
that.
Yes.
But Alejandro Kirk still is like a genuine top 5 catcher in the league. He still is only 26 years old. He's on a cheap ass extension. He's younger than Adley Rushman. He's younger than Gabriel Moreno, who people were kind of
Younger
upset
than
when he was
Cal
traded
Raleigh.
to pay. Way younger than Cal Raleigh. He was younger than Cal Raleigh before he broke out. Cal Raleigh didn't break out until he was like 29 years old. But it's just he is cool to see the guys like Alejandro Kirk get the shine. I also same thing with a guy like Bo Bichette because like always a lot of discourse about Bo Bichette and the kind of player Bo Bichette is. But in a playoff series, you fucking love a guy like Bo Bichette because he swings at good pitches. He's not afraid to swing either, though, at those good pitches. He'll just put the ball in play and get the dumbest fucking hits ever.
Oh
He
yeah.
just loved, like when he hit the one down the line that scored Vlad, another one of the worst slides I've ever seen in Major League Baseball history. But you like having guys that move the line like Bo Bichette, put the ball in play, make things happen. There's so many fun things to recount from this game. Like we've had no rhyme, reason, or structure to this video. We're
No,
just
this is
ripping.
just let's yap. You know what I was pumped about at one point when Alex Call got that hit in the extras? I was like, oh my God, my Alex Call
It's gonna
moment.
be a moment.
It's gonna happen. Didn't bring him in, but still felt good about the Alex Call thing. Teoscar Hernandez too steps up in the big time. Like I think
Awesome.
both of these teams, the big players have stepped up, which is also really cool. You hate like when in previous World Series guys like I don't know Aaron Judge, just the lights are too bright and they don't play, and you're like, oh, the supposed best hitter in the game can't show up when the lights are brightest. But Shohei Otani, obviously a freak. Freddie Freeman hits the walk-off home run. Will Smith home run the other night. Teoscar Hernandez has like a 900 OPS in the postseason. Like those guys are showing up. And then even for the Blue Jays, Vladdy can't be stopped. You mentioned Bo. Alejandro Kirk's been unbelievable. Even Varsho still getting his hits. Like all the guys that should be doing the good stuff are getting their jobs done. It's just now who's going to be better in that game, which is what makes this series so fun. Is that truthfully, every game is like razor thin, even though some of the scores
Literally.
haven't been showing that.
And I think that's the funniest thing about the discourse I'm sure we're going to have if the Dodgers do wind up riding this momentum and winning the series. Like, wow, look at it. Dodgers again, so easy. Every single one of these games hung in the balance forever. This was 18 innings of baseball. And I actually have a funny stat here. We're talking about Brad Paisley at the top.
Yeah.
4th time Brad Paisley has sung the national anthem at the World Series. It's from Anthony Castrovince, MLB.com. 2017 Game 2, the 11 inning game. 2018 Game 3, the 18 inning game. And 2022 Game 1, 10 inning game.
That's
So
crazy.
every time Brad Paisley sings the national anthem, we get an extra
What?
inning World Series game. Yes.
Holy
And
shit.
other cool process things in this game, like the Mason Fluhardy coming in that 5th inning it didn't work, but to face Otani because
Yeah.
now the Scherzer getting the 3rd time, like that was the right decision. And also the Roki drama was awesome. The
Oh,
Blue Jays, that was again, I don't know, I think it's the most we've ever used the word discourse in a conversation we've ever had. But
yes.
the way everyone in baseball is like, why don't people just not swing at the splitter? You guys fucking see these pitches?
They're insane.
It's very easy to tell major league hitters, yeah, don't swing. It's going to be a ball. That pitch, it's one of the most Roki splitter is one of the most disgusting pitches in all of baseball. It's impossible not to swing.
It's one of the things that's going to keep him being a major leaguer. Is that pitch alone just makes him at the worst a pretty good major league pitcher.
where at the same time, it was like, this guy's on the razor's edge of absolutely blowing this game at any
Oh,
moment. And
totally.
that's why it's even funny this game got to 18 innings because we were texting. I was like, I can't wait to watch the last 3 innings of this game because these two bullpens look like such dog shit right now. I know we're going to have a lot of action. And then everyone just clutches up and stops everyone. Edgardo Henriquez, who Dodgers fans were in our comments saying, please don't let this guy on the roster.
Money.
He was nasty as fuck.
And
He was
and that's
incredible.
why we only give a shit about stuff because it's Eduardo Enriquez or Edgardo Enriquez. I don't care what his
Edgardo.
numbers on the ERA say in his 25 innings that he throws. He throws 102 miles an hour. He has wipeout stuff. He gets swings and misses. That's why you have these guys. Even with Will Klein, like you mentioned, 99th percentile all time for stuff in Major League Baseball history.
Ever.
He's a guy who was the last guy on this roster. 99.999% of you had never heard of Will Klein before tonight. He was a Royals prospect. And he was unbelievable. Like, this guy, he's going to be a big part of this bullpen in the next season for the Dodgers.
Do you know how the Dodgers got Will Klein?
So I know he came from the Royals. I'm trying to think if I can think of
He
what.
went Royals, Mariners, Dodgers organizations.
Oh, okay. So how did he go from the Mariners to the Dodgers?
Based on a recent Mets acquisition, Joe Jacques.
What?
Yeah, someone tweeted that yesterday.
That's crazy.
Here's another great one. We had we'll call this the body bag of the night. Maybe we'll start to make this a segment here. Just the most vicious tweet I saw about the game. Jim Palmer, Hall of Fame pitcher,
Nice.
legend, announcer for the Orioles. Otani is superhuman. Sir Anthony Dominguez has great stuff and no idea how to pitch. Good guy. A shame nobody's taught him how to do that. Hard to watch. Horrible.
Just taking a fucking
Bang,
just taking a
bang.
shot at him from across the room for no reason.
And he watched a lot of Sir Anthony Dominguez because he announces the Orioles games. Also, again, similar to the Edgardo Henriquez stuff and us being concerned about Roki. Jeff Hoffman, I know he gave up a lot of home runs in the regular season, but so fucking nails because the stuff is
And
disgusting.
the splitter
the
was working last night.
the slider too. Everything's been working all playoffs. Been great. And also, I feel like the Blue Jays probably regretted only throwing Chris Bassett for 1 inning. But again, you don't
Yeah.
know a game. You don't know a game's going 18 innings. And Lauer didn't give up the run. Also, Braden Fisher, all-time landing of the plane, where
Can't
he missed
believe
like
he did
70% of his sliders and curveballs, and all of a sudden he got one lucky strike on
He
Kike,
kept-
and all of a sudden locked in.
nicking that top of the strike zone with the curveball. It was like, these are bad pitches, but they're getting called for strikes.
Also, bad game by Mookie Betts. Really bad.
Oh, yeah. How many times did he have a chance to just win this game and he couldn't do it? I know I just mentioned Starr stepping up. He's the only one who didn't.
It sadly does feel like with age, he might have lost a little bit of his powers. I'm going so all over the place right now, but I'm having fun doing it. Also, I don't know if you saw it afterwards. After
Oh.
everyone mobbed Freddie Freeman on the home run, then all of a sudden the team just all shifted to Will Klein and basically gave him the walk-off home run celebration, which I thought was really cool. Because I think
did you-
that... What?
I was going to say, did you see Mookie in the clubhouse after the game?
Yeah, it was a funny comment.
That was the funniest comment ever. They're like, going home at night, when you put your head on the pillow, are you going to be thinking about Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman? He's like, probably not thinking about a man when I'm getting into my own bed tonight.
Just some of these reporters just asking the same fucking questions. It's just I can't. I heard that this video has felt as chaotic as the game kind of felt at times, where it was just completely delirious the whole
Of
way through.
course.
What other funny things to say here about this? Anything? Oh, our buddy Connor, he gave me a great comp for Louis Varland last night, texting about the game.
Louis Varland comp is going to be a Mets comp?
No, Brewers comp from about 5 years ago.
Brewers comp from 5 years ago. Ooh, I don't know. Tell me.
Corey Knebel.
Ooh, interesting.
Heavy fastball
Knebel-
slider, but the fastball gets murdered.
Knebel was a big curveball guy, though.
I mean, Varland throws a knuckle curve. That's his
Does
big
he?
off speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if he
But it's
threw a
also
curveball or
like
not.
an amazing fastball that he gets pieced.
Louis Varland, I'll give him credit, and I'll give John Schneider credit. He keeps pressing the Louis Varland button. It's like 50-50 if it works,
Yeah.
truthfully. This was one of the times where it was good enough, but I can't believe how much he gets used. And same thing, like you said, like watching him, I feel like there is a good pitcher somewhere inside of Louis Varland.
No,
But
a great pitcher, actually.
been waiting forever. I feel like it's been 4 years of like waiting for the Louis Varland breakout.
So Louis Varland last night was his 86th appearance of the season between the regular season and the postseason. Second most ever in a Major League Baseball season, I think in the modern era. Do you know who's number one?
Pedro Feliciano.
Nope, but close.
Felt really good about that. Guillermo Mota.
No, you're going further, but it's the Mets.
It's the Mets for the most appearances ever in a regular season. What year?
No, regular and post combined.
Oh, what year? 2015?
2015.
Tyler Clippard?
Oh, come on.
Addison Reed?
Yuri's Familia.
Oh, He pitched in 90 games?
88. And Louis
Holy
Varland's at
shit.
86 after this one.
I just figured because he's the closer and that was like still when baseball was a little stupid that they only gave him save situations basically.
I think he just had a lot of save situations because that Mets team was kind of mid. And there was a lot of miracle short.
88. That's nuts.
Also, just again, the Kershaw thing was awesome. I was so
That was
happy to
sick.
watch that happen.
I was
Tell
I
you all the
was
time.
I know we were rooting for the Blue Jays, but I so badly did not want him to blow the game. I was like, that can't be the
So
last
badly
Clayton
not.
Kershaw memory.
Especially because the last one was him getting pieced by the Phillies in
Yeah.
that one game they lost, game 2 or game 3. Yeah, game 3. So it's just nice to see him get out of one. But I do think that now, getting into these next 2 games, I mean, even preview it, just get a tiny bit of it in. Who the fuck's going to pitch?
So, like again,
Like
I've been
Bassett has to start.
well, Bieber's pitching today.
But I mean, I'm saying Bassett has to be like a big bullpen guy in one of these next 2 games for sure.
It has to be, especially because he only threw the
I mean,
one inning.
Yamamoto warmed up in this game. He threw 105 pitches 2 days
Threw a
before.
complete game.
And also Otani, I don't know if you saw the video of Dave Roberts being like rallying the guys after the game.
Yeah.
And they were like, we got another game tomorrow. Otani starts like air wind upping. Yeah.
I
God, so many funny things.
so like I've been gambling on these games obviously because the World Series, especially like on the pitcher lines, it feels like there's a lot of free money. So I hammered Scherzer under strikeouts yesterday because I was like, there's just no way he's gonna throw strikeouts. But I feel weird because Bieber, who I would have loved for under, he probably has to throw 5 innings no matter what. Like, what do you do if Shane Bieber gets into trouble in the third or fourth inning? Like, I know the Blue Jays.
Bassett.
Yeah, I guess Bassett then, right?
That's the one. Yeah.
And then you got to hope
think
Bassett
about,
goes 3 or 4.
yeah, you can probably pitch Fluhardi today. You could definitely pitch Bassett. You could definitely pitch Braden Fisher. And then you probably have to think about Trey Savage.
Yeah,
Like he's definitely available. It's a Tuesday game. He threw on Friday. He threw 60 pitches in that game.
It's
He's for
crazy.
sure available. Actually,
Yeah.
to say that out loud. What's the rule? I know there hasn't been
I
any
was
roster
thinking
moves here,
about
but
it.
there has to be something done, right?
Like, if you're the Dodgers, you almost just gotta like shake Will Klein's hand and say like your shoulder hurts, bud.
Thank you so much.
Like, thank you.
Oh yeah,
and,
like,
and
we
same
really
thing for the
appreciate
Blue
that one.
Jays. Like Eric Lauer, your elbow's killing you, bud. Like, we got to throw you on the IL and just get a fresh arm here.
And take Blake Trinian out behind the bar and say thank you for these last 5 years, but
Yeah.
we no longer want you to get a big moment ever again.
Yeah, there must be some rule because you would think that they would do this.
The rule is injury, and it's an injury, and the guys. I think there's a taxi squad that's already available, and you
Okay.
can make that switch out. But once you take a guy off, he's no longer available. It is
Just
just
like
funny
both
that
sides could use it.
a game like this to have happened in the beginning of the 3 games in 3 days is when already both teams are fucking beleaguered in their bullpens. It's really just fucking crazy.
Now,
And
for the Blue
Otani
Jays,
had the little hamstring thing in the 11th last night
yeah, when he went to go
when he
when
went first to second
Mookie-
on the Mookie single.
Mookie got the single. Yeah, he went first and second.
Yeah.
And he pulled up a little bit, but they said it was a cramp.
trainer
I
came
fully
out.
believe that it was a
Yeah.
cramp.
But like similar to him, as you just said about Bieber, if something happens to him in the 4th inning, like where the fuck do they turn?
Yeah, who like Dodgers World Series?
They're sneakily
roster.
like for them it would be Kershaw. He'd actually be the mop up guy. This could be like a Kershaw versus Bassett in the 7th inning.
They still have Robleski too.
Robleski threw 30 pitches last night.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't throw
So
30
might have to pitch
pitches?
it. I mean, Banter threw 3. He only faced who did he face? Was that Kirk? Was it Varsho? I don't remember. He came in 4 glass now to get out of that 5th. It really did feel like watching 2 complete baseball games.
Oh, I mean, it was 6.5 hours long. It was
Yeah.
it was an absolute marathon. And shout out to everybody who did stick around and watch every single pitch.
You guys still with us here? Comment how deep you got in this game. If you finished the end, at what point you possibly fell asleep. If you fell asleep and woke up again, my dad said he fell asleep in the 10th and what happened to wake back up in like the 16th. It was just fucking crazy.
Yeah, crazy. And
Also,
they're gonna
imagine-
play again tonight.
So funny. Also, these games in LA start 5 in the afternoon. These people are there till fucking midnight.
They were there till the next
Like-
day.
God, and so it is going to be cool to see what happens because Game 3 into the similar game, Game 3 in 2018. I do remember that next game being very sleepy,
Yes.
and that the Red Sox just kind of wound up blowing them out of the water.
Red Sox won the series, and big reason Nathan Eovaldi putting the team on his back and throwing all those innings. Obviously, not the same
Nathan Eovaldi
scenario
and Will
here,
Klein.
but if there is anything to hold some hope as the Blue Jays fans, the last time this happened, the team that lost won. So maybe
Yes.
it happens again.
Maybe you got to feel like hell if you're a Blue Jays fan.
Oh, this has got to be one of the worst mornings of your life.
Also, totally forgot the bad call at home plate that got Bo Bichette tagged out in that pickoff play. That happened
Yes.
in mid of the
Yeah, yeah.
second inning of this game.
I mean,
So
again,
many
it
things.
feels like weeks ago talking about things that happened in the first 9 innings of that game.
And everyone was blaming the umpire. I think that plays a little bit more on Bo Bichette than people want to give it credit for.
Fair. I think.
Jump back.
I mean, the
You get
umpire
caught.
is
You get
fuck
called
the
off
umpire.
base. No, definitely. But you're getting called off base. What are you standing there for when the catcher
Also
you're
true.
not looking at the umpire, not paying attention? Like there's again not totally his fault, but everyone's like the umpire ruined that play. If you're a baseball player, you should be ready for anything.
This is classic you. You love Bo
They're
Bichette,
gonna
but
hate
you
me for
also
that.
still hate him.
The Blue Jays fans are gonna hate me for that one. They already hate me already. But just
Good
it's fun.
baseball.
It's so
Good baseball.
this this is like the most fun playoff series like I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, no, it's been a absolute blast as a unbiased bystander who has no dog in the race besides gambling money. Absolutely love watching these games, and hopefully you guys too. Thank you for watching the Windup. We appreciate you. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you want to be a member, go ahead, click that join button. We do appreciate you. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Giraffe Nick Mark with a C. We'll catch you guys after game 5, no matter what. Unless there's another crazy game 4. But I can't see it.
Let's get 15 innings tonight.
Yeah, but otherwise, we'll see you after game 5 to talk about the series a little bit more. We'll catch you guys then. Peace out.